Right back with you. All right. Boy, this is a long one, so thanks for sticking around. We're at the 40-minute mark and on 3 different videos. So if you're watching this video, just know that there's 2 more videos before this that will link in with this video where we're going. All right, so back to it. So around this time now, 40 years old, actually let's rewind about 2 years, 38 years old, I discovered intermittent fasting. This has kind of been a popular topic. So naturally, being the kind of health conscious guy that I am, I immediately say fasting. I've been wanting to learn how to fast. Intermittent fasting sounds interesting. What is intermittent fasting? Well, it's where you basically don't eat for a specific period of time, and then you're able to feed you have a window where you actually feed yourself. And the goal or the idea with intermittent fasting is that you're not eating less food, you're just eating less often. Because when you eat, every time that you put food in and that digestive process has to start working, then you're breaking your fast, you're releasing cortisol because you have to start the digestive process, you're burning calories, this whole metabolic process has to start. So the beautiful thing with intermittent fasting is you're just lessening the window of time that you have to eat your food. So instead of eating 6 meals a day like I used to, now I'm eating 2 or 3 meals a day. All right, sometimes even 1. So the intermittent fasting window, you can do it many different ways. You can do this on 16-hour fasting windows, 18-hour windows, all the way out to 24 and 36 hours. I like to stay somewhere between 16 and 18 personally. And the way that I start this is I start my fast at night after my last meal. I'll fast all the way till the next day. And my very first meal is always going to be the fruit of some sort, either a mono fruit meal, meaning just one fruit at a time. A lot of times it's watermelon during this season. Maybe it's grapes. Sometimes it's oranges or orange juice, combination of both. Sometimes it's a smoothie. A lot of times what I do is that first meal is very important because it primes the body and preps the body for the day, meaning there's a couple of things you want to focus on. What I like to focus on, at least, is going to be first hydrating the body, because when you're sleeping at night, your body is doing its processing and healing and cleaning, and then you wake up in the morning and you're slightly in a dehydrated state. So I like to hydrate first thing. Then, because of that whole process that takes place at rest, all the repair and regeneration, you wake up with a little bit more acids in the body. There's a metabolic waste, acidic waste that's given off from the process. So I like to alkalize, bring my body into more of a better pH balance. So I like to alkalize. And then the detoxification, the cleaning part you get from the food that you eat or not. So I choose to eat fruit in the morning because it provides hydration, it alkalizes, and it has astringent components in it that help to clean out the body. And there's fiber and antioxidants and all that stuff that you don't get from other vegetables. So that's always my first meal. That's what breaks my fast. And after that, I'll wait anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. And on my last, sometimes I'll go, 4 hours if I'm going to do the 18-hour fast. And then that second meal is the big meal. That's usually somewhere around 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. That meal is going to be where I get in the greens, the salad, the fats. Occasionally I'll have like rice or some steamed lentils that have been soaked and sprouted, or I'll have quinoa. I definitely don't do it 100% raw, but sometimes I do. Last night was 100% raw outside of my sun-dried tomatoes, but even that was pretty much raw. So things can change. I allow for flexibility these days. I'm not so focused on hardcore detoxification because that happened earlier on. So now I can play around a little bit, and then I still detoxify my body, but I do it slow and steady rather than fast and aggressive. And so that's really simple. 2 meals a day. If I decide to have a third meal, sometimes in the middle, I'll plug in like a fresh fruit or another smoothie or maybe a green juice, something like that. And as far as my weight goes, now I'm 195 right now. And it goes up and down depending on if I'm consuming more fats, because sometimes I can get carried away with nut butters. I'm just being honest. Sometimes I could go through, there was a point where I was eating almost like, I make my own cashew and peanut butter, and I was eating like a tub of one of those every 2 days. A little bit overboard, actually a lot overboard, if I'm going to be honest with you. So I've not had peanut butter or cashew butter in, I think, about 2 weeks now. And I've dropped, somebody saw me the other day, they said, wow, you look like you've lost a lot of weight. No, I didn't really lose a lot of weight or muscle. I actually lost a lot of fat because I was starting to get a little pudgy around the midsection, if you know what I mean. So, this is where I'm at now on the journey, finding more balance, more clarity. And then I get to choose now how I want to participate in detoxifying my body, because I'll go through, instead of doing 1 to 2 years of detoxification, now I get to do it in like 2 and 4 week sections throughout the year when I have time. Some of you that know me pretty well, you've heard me talk about going out into the desert for silent meditation retreats. They call this a Vipassana. So this has become part of my practice for the last 3 years, where I go sit in silence and meditation all day for 10 days. I have no connection with the outside world, no phone, no reading, no writing. I meditate 10 hours a day. I sleep. I have 2 meals a day, and I don't exercise. I just like take a time out and check out of the world to check into my soul and spirit, and basically do like a self-healing, like a emotional surgery, I guess you could say, because that stuff gets real when you're sitting quiet and you have no distractions. You get all kinds of stuff that comes up to the surface, and it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. I want to talk more about Vipassana because I think it's something that everybody could benefit from trying at one time. I know 10 days sounds like a lot. It's like, how could I ever sit in silence and sit upright and meditate for 10 hours a day? I'm going to share something. Before I went to this Vipassana, I had meditated successfully 15 minutes a day, maybe 20, and that was not consistent. So I took this thing on as a challenge, and I said, I'm not going home. But if you want to go home, you can. You're not locked in there. You can get your phone back, you can go home, you can go back to your life if you can't do it. So the Vipassana is something I feel like everybody should have an opportunity to experience and explore that, because when you sit there with no distractions, you get to experience something that you just don't get anywhere else. Where else can you go and be totally silent and in meditation, supported? You don't have to worry about anything for 10 days. It just doesn't happen. So this is something that was the next level. It's in turning over that new leaf, that emotional part. And I can tell you guys that the Vipassana was a total game changer. So that became a part of my practice, my regiment, and through the Vipassana opened up a whole new world. So I started to take a look at that emotional stuff that was coming up, past traumas, childhood things. It's incredible in the amount of information that comes through that you don't see every day. It's stuff that gets locked down into the cells and camps out there for a freaking lifetime. And it comes up when you're in silence like that. And for some people, they start getting flashbacks of things, and you can freak out. It's like flashbacks of, past drug use, hallucinogenics, things like all kinds of stuff can happen. And you almost like relive it for a brief period of time. And once this stuff comes up, you get the opportunity to just observe it. You don't have to go down the rabbit hole with it again and relive it totally, but you just see it. It comes up, and what happens when that comes up to the surface, you take a look at it, and then it goes away. And when it goes away, guess what? You're slowly dumping that memory of the past. And that helps to move you into that emotional healing. And through combining all of what I'm talking about here with cellular detoxification and healing, you start to bring in this emotional. In fact, I would take this piece, put it in the very beginning. Do the emotional work at the same time, or you can break it up however you choose. But if I could do it all over again, I would have done the emotional part first. Maybe, I had to think about that. Either way, it's very beneficial and was a big part of my journey. And now I'm doing this once a year. So I bring this it comes into my practice now. So I'm sitting in meditation, and I'm doing my meditation practice anywhere from 1 to 2 hours a day, very consistently. Occasionally I'll miss a day when I've just totally out of it. But I'm committed to the path. When I make my mind up and go in for something, I stay the course. And if I mess up one day or I screw up 2 days, so what? I just get myself back on track. I don't allow myself to stray from the path for too long. I don't deviate for very long. And it's okay if you're watching this and you're working on yourself and you're trying to get yourself healthy and well. Maybe you're trying to lose some weight. Maybe you're trying to make some big changes. It's going to get hard and you're going to fall down. You're going to get knocked down, and it happens to everybody. The big thing that I want to share, or the big tip, is how long do you allow yourself to stay down? That's the key, because a champion, a warrior, somebody who wants to really get well, you're going to fall down, you're going to take a look at what happened, you're going to get yourself back up, and you're going to keep on marching forward. That's just the way you have to do it. And when times get tough, you call somebody, call your coach, get a coach, call me, type me a message, or let's connect. I can help you. But you have to figure out a way to get yourself back on track if you can't do it alone. And once you do that, the magic can then start to happen. So what? 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. If you do that regularly, you're making progress. That means you're always getting that 1 step in. So it's an exciting journey, because every single step you take, you're getting better and stronger and better and stronger. And before you know it, that compounds over a year, and all of a sudden you've literally come so far in just a 12-month period. You're not even the same person. I wasn't even the same person in 6 months. So you have to keep going, and you keep your focus in and just full speed ahead. So, this is my current part of my journey, where it's like the Vipassana has become a part of my lifestyle. Daily movement and exercise. Now I'm creating daily videos, which is a lot of fun, and really committed to the path of creating ways that I can be here as a guide, somebody that can be here to help you, support you, whatever you need. I'm here to help you. All right, so that's my commitment for the rest of my life. Whether I do it through YouTube or workshops or retreats, I'm going to be here. You're going to see me. I'm not going away. So I hope you find some value in this information that I've been able to share over these last 3 videos, because this stuff is real, and getting your health back online, it's going to take a lot of work. And especially right now with all that's going on with this pandemic and this crisis that we're up against, there's so much fear. And let me tell you something, the fear can literally shut down your body. The fear can literally cause your body to create inflammation, drip cortisol. That cortisol drip in your bloodstream as you get angry and get fearful can literally wipe out your immune system. And when your immune system goes, you are now susceptible to all kinds of stuff. And the opposite is true when your heart opens and you feel that love in there, and you start to feel that side of the chemistry actually is supportive. It's regenerative. It helps your body in detoxification and cleaning. And the joy and the love in your heart will actually provide extraordinary levels of healing. So you want to work your way into feeling that love and that, because otherwise it could be a short life, and that's the reality of it. Fear, anxiety, and a lack of joy and anger especially is a quick way to have a short life. And one thing I will say, I was a very angry guy in my 20s, in a lot of denial, drinking, drugs. I mean, I tried all of them except for the stuff with needles, and never played around with that. But what I can tell you is I did it. It was the destructive path, but it was a path because I was in denial, anger, fear, not feeling loved, supported, all of these things. When I changed my diet and started eating more plant-based, guess what happened? All of a sudden I started experiencing joy, happiness, love. Now, I still had to work through my emotional stuff, but I've been able to do that in the last 5 years through these vipassanas and meditation and all of the other things. So things just start to open up as you keep going down the path. So you just keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other. Find videos like this that provide inspiration and tips and stories that will help you along your journey. All right. So now that we're into this video at almost an hour, I'm going to jump off of here. I've got to go finish my laundry here in this place, and then I'm going to jump on and probably make some more videos for you. So stay tuned, hit that little bell up in the top corner, make sure that you get those notifications when the new videos come up, and I look forward to staying connected with you. You guys take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay strong and positive, and sending lots of love. I'll see you guys soon.